What's up, everybody? Welcome to After the Final Whistle, a football talk with Jon and Montel.
What's up, everybody? I'm Montel. My co-host is John. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Man, I'm doing good. Tomorrow's the start of rifle season, so I'm out in the country. So we'll see how this podcasting on the go goes.
Right. So if it's quicker this week, we apologize.
Nah, no worries, man. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I'm about 2 hours from nowhere, so uh, we'll make do with what we got. Well, what you got for the injury report?
So Alvin Kamara is out, and then you have Aaron Jones out for 1 or 2 weeks with that MCL sprain. Gronk is trending towards playing. Nick Chubb came back. That's about the most that I got. What about you for the news?
Something kind of odd. Buccaneers wide receiver Antonio Brown allegedly obtained like a fake COVID-19 vaccination card. And if it's true, it will definitely be reviewed by the NFL as like a violation of their personal conduct policy. And it's also a federal crime. So hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it isn't true, and he doesn't serve any time for that. Ian Rappaport is reporting that Brown's lawyer Sean Burstein says that he's fully vaccinated, so he's not sure where the allegation came from that he got a fake card. But it's not the weirdest thing you've ever heard. Well, not this season's been hella weird in terms of odd stories, so nothing shocks me at this point. But still kind of weird that someone's gotten caught, I guess.
Right.
And the next thing I got is Bill Belichick, our favorite head coach in the league. He has 318 wins after a win over the Falcons this Thursday, which was the 18th of November. He's 6 behind George Halas for second all time. So I'm not saying he'll get it this year, but he'll probably be in second next year with another decent season.
Yeah, I can see that.
Last thing I got that was, I guess, semi-newsworthy was so the Washington football team and the Panthers play each other this weekend. Ron Rivera makes his return. You probably know he was the head coach for the Panthers for a long time. And also Cam Newton is making his return against Ron Rivera in the same game, playing for the Panthers. So real interesting storyline they got brewing there. I don't know. This isn't one of the games we're going to predict this weekend, but I think the Panthers are probably winning this one by a touchdown or two, just because I think Cam's out to prove a point more so than anything this year. And the Washington football team is still the Washington football team. So,
Yeah.
Next I got, man, is how did you do in fantasy this week?
So ended up winning in the money league, so winning streak there. And then lost in the just for fun league. So we'll see if I can get that turned around. What about you?
I did pretty good in the money league. We're not gonna mention what the guy's fantasy name is, but I'm sure after my win, he probably has his name. You know who I'm talking about.
I do.
And in the free league, I somehow managed to lose to someone who didn't update their roster. I lost by 29 points. So,
Rough.
yeah, my uncle actually texted me. He said, "What happened?" I'm like, I can't help that my receivers scored like 5 points combined.
Ouch.
Yeah, very, very rough. And I guess moving on, we'll talk about some of our predictions from last week. So this is including your total from this week. You're 18-8. You went 2-1 last week and 2-1 this week. First prediction, you had Falcons losing to the Cowboys 14-28. They actually won 3-43. The Cowboys did. So much bigger blowout than anyone probably anticipated, especially with how decent the Falcons were doing.
Yeah.
Next, we got another beatdown of sorts. You predicted the Browns would lose to the Patriots 14-24. They lost 7-45. Yeah, didn't see
That
that.
one's more shocking.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, especially with the Browns supposedly being a contender this year. But I guess they're starting to get exposed. I was 17. No clue how with Roger. Did Rogers play that game?
Yes, Rodgers did play that game.
How did he look? Did you catch any of it?
I didn't catch any of it, but judging that it was like 3-0 at halftime and they didn't score the 14 points till the fourth quarter, I'm going to guess he was not looking too good.
Not effective. Okay. Well, we'll talk more about their upcoming matchup later today, huh?
Yes, we will.
Sorry. A hog moving a pin next to me. Next is me. Overall, I'm 13-12. Last week I went 2-1. This week I went 2-1. I predicted the Saints would lose to the Titans 21-27. They lost 21-23. I predicted the Chiefs would beat the Raiders 33-32. Another beatdown. They beat the Raiders 41-14. I also went against my own team in this next one and said that the Vikings would lose 21-30. I watched most of the game and they actually looked pretty decent, and they won 27-20.
Nice.
Yeah, didn't think about it because they're playing like absolute shit. So I really didn't think much of it this week.
So that's what you need to do. Just go against them and they'll win.
Not this week. Can't do it. Sorry.
Oh.
Look, maybe next week.
I understand, and they'll see here why in a minute.
Yep. So we've got for you Ravens at Bears, Bengals at Raiders, and Packers at Vikings. So it's kind of weird. I think we just decided to just roll with it, and our teams play each other twice, so we'll have the same game twice at least during the season. So what you got for Ravens versus Bears?
Ravens versus Bears. I'm gonna go with. Damn, it's harder than you think. Probably the Ravens, just because they're the more talented team. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 27-17.
27-17. All right, got that written down. Bengals at Raiders.
Bengals at Raiders. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Bengals over the Raiders because the Bengals are gonna have to right that ship. Raiders are gonna be the ones they do it against. 20-10.
Yeah, ugly game.
Yep.
And last for you is Packers at Vikings.
Gotta go with the Packers. They, I don't think they've allowed a touchdown in the last 6 or so quarters. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be 28-17.
28-17. Okay. All right. So for myself, I've got Saints at Eagles, Steelers at Chargers, and Packers at Vikings. So I pre-typed these scores out because I didn't know if I would have service where I was at. So I'm just going to roll with it. I have the Saints over the Eagles 24-21. So I'm going to pick the Steelers at Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers 33-30 over the Steelers. And the Vikings over the Packers 24-7.
Okay. So about the same score for the game.
Yeah. So I guess the consensus is the losing team is only going to score 17. So
Correct.
it honestly could be one of those things where it could be a 20-17 game, honestly, or a 6-9 game. No one, So it'll be interesting. Hopefully, I probably won't get to watch much of it, but I'll probably listen to it As I have time on Sunday.
Gotcha. Yeah, it just depends on which versions of the team show up.
Well, if it's the team that throws the ball to their, future all-pro receiver, it's probably the Vikings. But if they want to throw it to their second-string tight end and think and dunk the whole way, it'll probably be the Packers. So
Right.
I guess, yeah, that's like you said, man, it's pretty short and quick. It'll probably be this way for next week as well. I'll probably be out here again.
Okay.
Much covered everything we'd normally cover, just not as much banter this week. Start some smack talk next week when we actually get the final scores.
All right. Well, until next week, everybody, take care.
Yep, and I'll just throw that out there again where we're available. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, and there's some other platforms that are lesser known. But if you absolutely want someone that you prefer, shoot us an email at afterthefinalwhistlepodcast@gmail.com. Or if you have a question in general, feel free to shoot us an email as well. And like John said, man, we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
We'll be right back with a quick message from one of our sponsors. I get asked quite a bit how John and I went about spinning up a podcast so quick. We use an application or a platform called Anchor. It has the tools that allow you to upload and record your podcast right from your phone or your computer. I've done both, and they're really quick and simple to use. When hosting a podcast on Anchor, you can distribute it quickly on various platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, and Pocket Cast. It has everything you need all in one place, and best of all, it's completely free. Download the Anchor app from your Play Store or your Apple Store, or go to anchor.fm to get started today.